car.
What is it, Copernicus?
Thanks for letting me borrow it.
Joe,
I got your
you're
car.
late.
Yeah.
Have you no concept of time? I should have seen that one coming.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. Hey, Back to the Future fans, I'm Joe Walzer, and welcome to the Man Cave. In here, there's no concept of time, which is a really good thing because it's going to take the team and I a really long time to put together 130 issues of this epic DeLorean time machine model by Eaglemoss. So we better get started. Hey Doc, you want to go over the parts for this week's issue?
Ah, yes. Well, for the next 3 days here in Hill Valley, we'll have rain, rain, and more rain. What's that? Oh, yes, of course. That's my other job. Since when can the weatherman predict the weather anyway? Okay, so the parts for the DeLorean time machine are as follows. Registration plate indicator, impact reducer, and rear illumination signifier.
English, Doc.
Oh, yes, taillight, bumper, and license plate.
I'm here with my buddy, Rob Klein.
Hello, viewers.
Is, among other things, a Hollywood archivist, an author,
Yes.
and a very hard worker. Helped me on the restoration immensely.
We worked very hard on that. When I arrived here today and I actually saw how this thing comes to you in the mail, it's amazing.
But there's a lot more detail in this model than people realize.
I had no idea how
Pretty great, right?
insane this thing is. It is so detailed that there's no way that there's going to be anything that tops this.
I thought it would be a great place to start because you and I actually are working on something
Yes.
that relates to Out of Time.
We have worked with a wonderful prop replica company called EFX, and we actually have the debut of the EFX Out of Time license plate prop replica. The Out of Time plates were made in California by a prop company called Earl Hayes Press, exactly the way that it was made for Back to the Future.
Exactly.
Yeah. This comes in this nifty portfolio, and this is actually going to be signed by Bob Gale. EFX Collectibles.
Over the years, there have been several different officially licensed full-scale out-of-time plates. Universal Studios theme parks sold novelty plates that had the Back to the Future logo on them, along with text indicating which park sold the plate. For the 20th anniversary, the Back to the Future films were released on DVD. In Japan, an out-of-time plate was released bundled with a limited edition box DVD set. All the best stuff is made in Japan, you know. Here's one of the actual screen-used out-of-time plates used in the first movie. According to the prop master, there were at least 7 plates created. Most of the plates have been accounted for, each having slight differences that help identify them. Here's something extremely rare. It's the actual plastic spinning plate used in the commercial for the 1986 VHS release of Back to the Future. The commercial was filmed using the same crew who did the special effects for the first film. The 8-passenger cars for the Back to the Future ride had their own version of the out-of-time plates. They were constructed just like the plates for the first movie, but were created using different letters and stickers. While the actual A DeLorean time machine was on display at the Universal Studios theme park throughout the mid-'80s, it featured out-of-time plates that were not actually production used, since park guests were known to take the plates as souvenirs. Diamond Select Toys issued an out-of-time plate a couple years ago along with a line of other prop replicas. While not the most accurate, this plate did include registration stickers. Celebrity Machines makes a few different versions of the out-of-time license plate, including the distressed version that was created exclusively for the Out-of-Time Saving the DeLorean Time Machine documentary. In 2017, Eaglemoss, the company responsible for the most accurate DeLorean time machine model ever released, included an interesting tin version of the added time plate as an added bonus, along with issue 10 for those who had a subscription. The upcoming EFX Collectibles Bob Gale Signature Edition Out-of-Time plate is 100% accurate and made by the original company that produced them for the films. For those not lucky enough to own one of the very originals, this is the next best thing.
This is Rob's book, and tell us
This is me book.
about it.
Well, this is the book that I put together with Jennifer Smith called the Back to the Future Almanac. Covers all the Back to the Future history of all the promotional items, toys, lobby cards, posters from the entire trilogy.
I had a lot of things in this book, Rob.
You did. You should be proud. We have the patches that worn by the same people that worked on the Delorean restoration.
Yeah, and this is the mission patch,
Yeah.
which sold out almost instantly.
Bob Gale coming to see the car, probably at the halfway point, maybe. Anyway, I'm very proud of this book.
Do you have a favorite story from the restoration?
Yeah, my favorite story was when we were building the flux bands.
They're a nightmare.
Yeah, you have to heat the rod up and basically pound it into shape and into submission to get the contours of the
Very
car.
hard to get right.
So you have to understand that we were working at a Universal facility, and there were a lot of Universal technicians around, and they would take interest in what we were doing. But one guy particularly was watching us always when we were working on the flux bands, and to cut to the chase, came over and he was like, you know, I was the guy that originally made the flux bands. And we were like, where have you been? We needed your help. And he's like, I didn't say anything because I never want to have to work on those things again.
The actual guy who made the original flux bands for the actual DeLorean time machine worked on the restoration of the A car with us.
Absolutely. And then you actually made sure that he did some welds for the car. And his welds are on the car once again.
Unbelievable.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. So Rob, you get to assemble the very first piece of this model. This is the maiden voyage.
I'm honored. So let's start this build. Step one, push the two sections of the DeLorean's rear together. So we got this wonderful fascia. We have our taillight section. There we go.
That's a good looking taillight.
Well, and that did it. Taillight's in.
So I just went downstairs and took this off one of the DeLoreans down there.
This looks to be exactly right. We'll keep going here. I'm gonna put the registration stickers on the plate. Then we have this really neat little out-of-time plate. This is called the license plate bezel for DeLorean owners. Now you see this part on a real DeLorean is cut out for the license plate, whereas this one, it will just rest inside of there for model building purposes. Okay, here we go. Completed with the registration.
Amazing.
You ever seen, oh, whoa.
I've never seen that before. Wait,
Look how cool.
look, it's exactly the same.
Okay, so put the license plate light array into the license plate bezel. Like this. Really cool that this thing screws together versus glue. Oh, look at that.
That's awesome.
Pretty great.
So awesome.
So it goes into the fascia. Yep, nice fit. Look at that.
All the co-hosts signed the parts
Oh, yes.
that they put together on the
I would be
inside.
happy to.
This thing will have 130 signatures.
Nice. I built this.
Are you ready to take the pinball challenge?
Yes.
No warm-ups.
No warm-up.
Everybody gets the same shot
Okay.
at the title.
I'm ready.
Okay, who will
All right.
be the world champion?
We don't know.
It could be you.
All right, here we go. All down. All number 3.
So how do you feel like you did?
I don't think I did very well being a Back to the Future pinball machine owner, but maybe with somebody Like Sean Bishop, who doesn't own a Back to the Future pinball machine, he might not get anything.
Rob, thank you for being in episode 1.
Always fun to hang.
And hopefully we will see you in the future.
Or the past.
Exactly.
In the next episode of No Concept of Time, Joe and the team will discuss the driver's side front quarter panel, an important part of the time machine's stainless steel construction, which makes the flex dispersal. Oh, no one should know too much about their own future. If you want to build your own time machine, click the Eaglemoss link in the description. And be sure to like this transmission and subscribe. Your future may depend on it.